What's up, India? I want to thank the Warrior Queen for being here with me because you are the voice of reason.
That's true. That's been the case the entire time that we've been together.
I want to show you a trailer that I was going to react to, and I got really mad over it. And it's Jabby in Akura. Achara, thank you. I get mad at it, and I thought, you know what, I need you with me because you'll talk some sense into me if I'm wrong.
If you're wrong.
If I'm wrong, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at this.
I will let you know if you're wrong.
Okay.
Hello, people. I am Jabby Kaway. Joining us is Achara Kirk.
Hi.
We're going to look at Bose Dead/Alive, or Dead or Alive. I'm not sure how we're supposed to say the title of this movie. It's listed as Dead/Alive. I'm going to read the YouTube description real quick. The man, the legend, the mystery, he fascinated us in life, and long after his death, this is the story of India's biggest cover-up, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and the mystery of his alleged death. Just as a full disclosure, I did some reading and you did some reading yesterday on this person, and honestly, this feels like a very dangerous subject to be doing a reaction to, because it could easily be divisive in a way that I can't anticipate. I know that Bose had some affiliations with the Axis of Power during World War II, but I know at the same time he's considered a patriot and a hero of India, so it's like, ugh, this feels like dangerous territory for me at least. So in America, we hate the Nazis.
Unless you're Donald Trump.
Unless you're Donald Trump. And, we hated the Axis of Power.
I'll address that at the end, Ms. Kirk.
To defeat them, and we aligned with.
I love when foreigners decide to comment on it.
If I know my history correctly. I always say I think in case I'm wrong about something obvious. So that's why this makes me a little bit uncomfortable, but a lot of people asked for this trailer reaction, so we're gonna do it. I just wanted to let you guys know where I'm coming from in this whole matter. Like, I grew up watching movies about, you know, how bad the Nazis are, because they were fucking bad. And Bose was friends with Hitler at one point. Like, Bose, I read in the Wikipedia page, like, Hitler offered Bose, you know, a free ride in a submarine to hook up with the Japanese and then, like, try to attack the British in India. It's like this big, complicated mess. Even within the Wikipedia page, it says something to the effect of, the Indian National Congress, the main instrument of Indian nationalism, praised Bose's patriotism but distanced itself from his tactics and ideology. And I'm like, I get it. Given everything that Bose did, based on what I read in the Wikipedia page, he's nevertheless a very interesting person to do a movie on. So I'm very curious to see this trailer. Here we go.
The world thinks Bose is dead because Bose wants the world to think that he's dead.
पूरा देश जानता है असली कहानी क्या है। नेताजी जिंदा हैं।
आपको क्या लगता है कि सुभाष पहली बार गायब हुआ है? He is alive, and we should be worried.
गुलाम और क्रांतिकारी में सिर्फ एक ही फर्क होता है, नियत का। गुलाम की नियत होती है चाकरी, जी हुजूरी, और क्रांतिकारी की नियत होती है सिपाही।
इंकलाब!
He looks so different, doesn't he?
6 months imprisonment.
6 months? That's it? हमने कोई मुर्गी चुराई है क्या? That I'm free to do something which I wanted to do since the day I joined your class. लड़ाई के लिए चरखी की नहीं, फौज की जरूरत है। महाभारत की लड़ाई युधिष्ठिर ने नहीं, अर्जुन ने जीती।
You descended on the streets of Calcutta with 2,000 people. What makes you think you can do that?
It's my country, and I'm free to do whatever I want.
क्रांति आपसे जुड़ा है, चाहे आप रशिया से लाएं या जर्मनी से। Now he knows. Bose is dead.
सरकार को पेशावर में है।
That chap Bose has made a perfect arse out of us.
किसी ने नेताजी को साइवान में देखा।
वो जिंदा है और उसे वो वापस आएगा।
Wow, that looks really exciting.
Okay, I'm going to cut them there because there's a couple things that I want to talk about.
I'll let you begin.
I get a lot of requests, and I've talked to Jabby, I don't know, 2 or 3 times. Talked on the phone, tweeted with him, instant messaged, with them, text. And he's a nice guy. And he's clearly the runaway leader. He is the dragon of this, and everybody is chasing his tail. And one of the things I think that is very clear to me, and again, I'm not trying to disparage Jabby at all. He's a nice guy. Jabby, what he does is different than what we do.
Correct.
People don't watch us to see our heads bob and nod and say everything is great.
On the contrary, most of our Indian friends appreciate the fact that we are honest in our reactions, whether it's something positive we're saying or something negative.
And sometimes people get mad because we'll say, this is like the worst thing ever, and they lose their mind. And I understand that. And this is why I don't think, Jabby and the professor ever mixed, because he was concerned. He was genuinely concerned about showing this because he doesn't want to isolate anybody.
Right.
That's all I do is isolate people. As soon as I walk into the room, I am divisive.
The truth is divisive.
Well, and it can be opinion too. I can be divisive in my opinion because you say a movie, oh, this is terrible, it sucks.
No, my point is that you cannot go through life expecting to never be divisive, because even just the very simple act of telling the truth about something divides people.
Yes.
So you're always going to have conflict and division in life.
All the time.
Right.
And I know a lot of our Indian friends don't like conflict. They're very peaceful as a
people,
and we should
aspire to be peaceful as people. That is a noble thing, to desire peace.
And I like hanging out with my Indian friends because they tend to lift the bar up of nobility that I can kind of it doesn't take much to get me in the mud, to start going after people or to do that. So I was concerned about this. I think the film itself looks interesting.
The film does look interesting.
And I understand, well, I guess I have to see the film, but I have no problem talking about the film. If this guy is a hero, but he's hanging out with the Nazis, what's up with that, dude? I mean, let's find out more about Bose, watch the film, and see what is true. I also think, too, when your main source is you're lifting from a Wikipedia page, it's not going to be the hardest. I mean, it doesn't. They can be altered by anybody.
Right.
So
sometimes the information there is accurate, other times it is not. And there are many controversial people and instances that occurred within World War II. I mean, that's
the Bushes were pro-Nazi.
Some of them were.
Yes.
Some of them were not. But it is truthful to say that oftentimes there were strange alliances that were formed.
Yes.
For instance, just generally speaking,
America and Russia?
America never would have sought out a partnership with Russia.
Yes.
But they recognized that this was a way to be able to defeat Hitler and to be able to stop that form of fascism from spreading across the world. So that is an example of an instance where we have the term strange bedfellows here in America. That was an instance where America and Russia were strange bedfellows because typically they would not have formed that sort of alliance. But given the enemy that we were up against, that is an alliance that was formed. I would imagine, not knowing much about this movie, Bose, or about the character, his is also kind of conflicting, because on the one hand he wanted to throw off the yoke of Britain, and that's understandable, but on the other hand, if you're going to make an alliance with Hitler, this is going to necessarily bring controversy to your personal story.
I bet you, and I don't know this for sure, but if I'm going to put money down and bet on this, is during this time period, Churchill began to give the orders, basically, don't send any food to India. We need the food for the war. And he was starving. I mean, it was like a genocide that was going on, that he was just like, I don't care, dude. If they listen, we need the supplies here for our people. And I bet you Bose thought Hitler would be a weapon to get the English out, and then we'll deal with Hitler later.
Right.
I know Hitler wanted a regiment of Sikhs to serve in his army, and I wonder if that's some kind of tie to Bose. I don't know. But I want to see the film, though.
The film looks good, and of course we also know about Hitler, how just virulently anti-Semitic he was, and we know that that's not the case with the Indian people. They are not anti-Semitic. So again, a little kind of interesting conflict that exists there. My issue is not with this movie.
Yes, I know. Here, let me just set you up for this, okay?
Okay.
In America, you're free to say whatever you want to.
Absolutely.
You're absolutely free. And I come on here and I say things all the time. I say things, and we see comments from Russians hating on me,
and me,
Chinese, Pakistanis, completely understand that. So I think what I want to set up for you, and for you to say what you're going to say, is you're free to say whatever you want to say, but understand it invites criticism.
In America, we have a saying, and this may be something that is commonplace in other countries as well. You are free to your own opinion. You are not free to your own facts. And Ms. Kirk is woefully, woefully misinformed. Now, she is free to think whatever she likes to about Donald Trump. I personally don't care if she likes him or not. There are world leaders that I detest, and I make no bones about saying that I don't like them and I think that they're evil. But it's not merely based on my opinion. It is based on the facts about these people. I would like to ask her to give me one piece of information that is factual where Donald Trump says, I love Nazis. And I invite that because I know she can't produce that, because in fact there isn't one piece of information out there where Donald Trump says, I like Nazis. Now again, she is free to her liberal opinion. She can have that. It doesn't matter whether she lives here or lives in another country. She's free to believe what she likes about him. She doesn't have to like him. There are things that I don't like about Donald Trump, but I'm not going to say he likes Nazis because that's incorrect. That would actually be a falsehood. So if she can produce a piece of information that says Donald Trump, quote, I like Nazis, please bring that. Absent that, you're free to say I don't like him. You're free to say I think he's a terrible leader. You're free to say I wish that he would do XYZ, fill in the blank, about our domestic policy or our foreign policy or what have you. But to throw out an ad hominem attack based on nothing is weak.
And I'm going to tell you something too, and this is why I think it should concern our Indian friends here. Donald Trump is doing more than I've seen in my lifetime to move close to Modi in India.
Right.
He has come out and said, Pakistan, we're not going to tolerate it. We give you a lot of money. You need to start behaving yourself.
Right.
And in due time, he's going to pull the punch. He won't pull the punch on them.
Right.
Right. The fact that Trump said we need to get together with India and work together on some things, China begins to pull away because China knows what's coming, dude. I mean, there is no bigger supporter in America for India than Donald Trump.
Right.
I mean, Haley was a big deal.
Yes.
Putting Haley, an American of Indian descent, of Sikh descent, to be the UN ambassador. This isn't something that he just says. He's not just saying that. He truly loves India, and I think I don't want our Indian friends to get a bad opinion about Trump based on something that's not true. He may be a lot of things. He's not a Nazi. Right. He's not a Nazi
Certainly
at all.
Not.
He may be egomaniac. He may be,
It would also be news to his Jewish son-in-law that he's a Nazi. And the fact that his daughter then converted to Judaism upon marrying a Jewish man, and his grandchildren are being raised Jewish.
Yes,
I think it might be a
that would make him the worst
them.
Nazi ever.
Yeah.
That he would be like the stupidest Nazi ever. Like nobody clued him in on the Judaism thing.
Right. And he's 70 years old. We would have had evidence that he was in fact a Nazi lover. And
again, you can follow it through the Bush family. We don't hear anything about that, but. But again, I wanted to, when I watched this and I was going to do my overreaction, I wanted you to see it because you're the voice of reason. And again, I understand, I saw it as a dichotomy. Jabby avoids controversy because that's how he wants to run his channel. And I'm not saying that that's bad at all. Everybody do what they want to do.
Right.
And it's working. He's very successful, okay? But then to allow that controversy then just to split right next to you with some kind of divisive you're concerned about showing a divisive movie.
Right.
But yet you have a divisive comment just sitting right next to you, just kind of. I mean, it was like.
Well, as you know, if I thought you were wrong, I would have told you.
You would.
You were not
yes,
wrong.
you would have. Yes, you would have.
And I think.
And I would have said, "Hush your mouth."
Yeah, and I wouldn't have. I think what we're dealing with Ms. Kirk is probably somebody who is not very well informed about politics, and here's kind of the common trope that's floated out there that he's a bigot
cool to say,
or whatever.
Yes.
It's cool to say, and so I'm going to say that because it's going to curry favor with some people, whether I even know what I'm talking about or not. And that's unfortunate because what she said, like I said, while she's entitled to her opinion, she's not entitled to her own set of facts. And the facts are that there's zero evidence that he loves Nazis.
And I will say this again, India. In the history of the professor, like I was born in 1970, this is the most pro-Indian president I've seen in my lifetime.
I would agree with that.
I mean, this dude is legitimately, like, he understands Kings of the East, dude. He understands this of what's coming. He understands 20 years from now what India is going to be and how do we partner with India to, ensure our own success.
Right.
Again, I meant no disrespect in this video.
Right.
Towards anybody. I clearly got something on my. It's been bugging me the whole time in the camera.
Perhaps you missed a spot when you were shaving.
It looks like a birthmark, doesn't it?
It could also be. It could also be an age spot.
Don't even.
Because you're almost 47.
Dude, don't even say that.
So it could be an age spot.
Anyways, can you close this video out while I go see what this is on my face?
Okay, hold on. You just said it was rude in the last video when I was looking at my phone to research something for a movie trailer, and it turns out I was wrong about that. It turns out that in Lion there was only one sister, not two. So
That's why I am the professor.
But if it was rude for me to look at my phone, it's really rude for you to get up and leave a video.
It's true.
So, but I will close it out so that you can run to the mirror. We would just like to ask you to please subscribe to our channel. We are humbled and grateful by the support that we have received from our Indian friends. And so please keep the subscriptions coming. We're really thankful. We try to interact with as many people as we can. It's difficult because there are so many comments that come through, but we do try to read through all of them and respond as many as we can. So please subscribe. We're very thankful, and we appreciate your support.
Thank you. I'm going to go see what's on my face now.
Please do.